It's 5 o'clock in Pirate Country, and it's time to get pumped up with the P-Man. Hit the door and hit the road. 94.3 The Game is going to get you home, and the P-Man's not holding back.
Yes! Yes! Pirates win! Pirates win!
Bring on the Patrick Johnson Show on 94.3 The Game.
Holy mackerel! Oh, my goodness!
The flagship station of the ECU Pirates.
Is where we are, and it is the ECU Kickoff event for Playfly Sports and the ECU Sports Network. Patrick Johnson along with Stephen Igo, new radio star on 94.3 The Game. Hoist the colors. Good to see you, Stephen.
It's good to be here, man. I'm excited about this event and a lot of big names, big faces rolling in. So it should be a fun next hour or so.
This is going to be great. This is going to be good. We're going to have players and coaches stop by, maybe a few dignitaries from around town. And this is tied in with the Chamber of Commerce. So if you're a chamber member or you're an ECU supporter at the level with Playfly, you're going to be at this event tonight. It's pretty well attended. Look at it across the way there. Looks good. And I like the jazz music. I don't think anything says no quarter like the jazz, the hot jazz that's jamming right now.
We've got a lot of, we get a lot of stuff in our ears when we're doing these shows, Patrick, but I don't know if I've ever had some soft jazz.
Soft jazz?
In
or is
my
that
ear.
more smooth jazz? I don't know.
I would say smooth jazz, but it's kind of setting the mood. I don't know. It's an interesting vibe, though.
Well, we got Petey the Pirate here. There's Henry Hinton here. So it's a who's who. It really is. And we've probably got the man of the hour when it comes to ECU football, which is just weeks away from starting and opening up camp. The great Mason Garcia is here. How are you, Mason?
I'm doing great. Appreciate you guys having me.
It's awesome to have you on. How's your summer?
It's going. It's a tough summer. You know, it's off season are always tough for the football team, but in a good way for everybody to get better. And the team's coming together, culture's coming together, finishing up summer workouts, getting into fall camp.
What have you kind of worked on this summer?
Just kind of sticking with film study, kind of, keeping my body in good shape, and obviously being a leader for the guys in the group. Obviously there's a lot of leaders on this team, but, just being that guy, step up and just maintaining myself and maintaining the team as best as I can.
Mason, you look great, man. You you're in awesome shape. So kind of take us through your off-season regimen. Have you been trying to cut weight? And it looks like you kind of met that goal to this point.
Right. Yeah. I mean, my main goal was to kind of stay as lean as I could. Working with Big John and his strength staff is kind of the best you can get around here, I think. But yeah, just trying to stay as lean as I can. Be as fast as I can. Be as mobile in my shoulders as I can. But yeah, that's the main key of just staying poised and staying lean.
What are you weighing right now?
I am at 240 on the dot.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
So you can still play some defensive end if they need you to. But you look good, man. And you went to the Manning Passing Academy recently, so take us through that experience. What was that like?
Oh, yeah, it was cool. Like everybody asks, like, how was the Mannings and stuff? They're just, like, outgoing. I didn't know how outgoing they were, but, just being out there with them, just being at different socials with them and communicating with them and learning different leadership things was kind of cool as well. And obviously on the field work as well, and like they know so much on the field, just getting all their minds and picking at their brains was kind of the best thing. And obviously being around most of the best quarterbacks in the country and kind of seeing where you stand. So it was an awesome experience.
So Mason, we talked to Holt Nailers about a year ago after he went to the Manning camp. And I think that was something he felt really propelled him to the type of season he had last year. So with you, what did you maybe pick up there? What were some of the tricks of the trade that you kind of learned during that experience?
Like I said, it's really on how you carry yourself, know, and, being a quarterback, it's like huge. And for anywhere you're at, it don't matter where you're at. So, I mean, just like taking the leadership role and obviously taking your game to a next level, and like with Holton, you said, like made his game to another level. It's more of, keeping in touch with those guys as much as you can. Like even after a bad game, good game, kind of just getting feedback from them and kind of getting their view of things, because they've been there and done that for a while.
Who was your roomie?
It was Tyler Van Dyke from Miami, Brady Cook from Missouri, and the Boston College quarterback. Can't remember his name.
All right. Did you ask BC what happened with that bowl game a few years ago? You said, guys, give me the real story.
I did try to get it out of them, but they were saying the same thing I was saying. I hate that we were there and didn't get to play, but it was awesome to be around those guys and all great group of guys.
We are here at the Town Bank Tower. It's a special Breaking the Summer hiatus edition of the Kickoff Show on the Patrick Johnson Show. Steve and I go from Hoist the Colors 247 is here. Mason Garcia, the great Petey the Pirate, just walked by. Are you ready for the first weekend in September?
I am, and that's what we're working for now. So that way, there's no second guessing when the time comes, so everybody's getting ready, and I just can't wait for that time to come. Everybody's working their butt off. So
when you guys are, what's up, man? Sorry. When you guys, is the big
I go, by the way, signing autographs while we're on the air.
I just want to make sure you guys get it. He's the new spokesperson of the town.
Oh, okay, yes.
Right.
Dogwood State Bank. Okay.
Mason, the obviously opening at Michigan, the big house. I mean, you're always going to be fired up to prepare for an opening game, but is that an even more motivating factor that you're going to be opening in front of 100,000 people?
100%. But I mean, I can't really take it fully in yet.
Right.
I mean, obviously you watch the film and stuff, and you see these guys on tape at a certain extent, but going into the big house, obviously it's probably something that I would never run into as of right now. But yeah, I mean, like I was telling Henry, just to stay in the moment and just kind of just go day by day and get there.
Let me ask you one more thing. We talked to Donnie Kirkpatrick in June, and Donnie and Coach Houston as well talked about your loyalty. I mean, a lot of guys in your position, with your accolades, your talent, your ability, would not have stayed. What made you stay?
I mean, the first thing I always say to people is the coaching staff, Coach Houston and Coach K. I mean, there's plenty of coaches that are on the staff that, that I'm very close with as well. But, those guys have been loyal to me since day one. They recruited me. So it's kind of it's back and forth, that they've been loyal to me. And, I'm not into that, transfer stuff.
Yeah.
I just want to stick to where I came and try to pursue my career where I'm at. So
it's good to see you.
Great
Thank
to
you
see
for
you
coming
guys.
by. Are you going to send some of your teammates over here?
That's the plan. Yeah.
Boss them around a little bit. Tell them, look, guys, go over there and get on the radio with these.
Awesome.
Yeah, you were the
Appreciate
first up. You did a great job, man. So
Yeah,
the pressure's
awesome.
on them now.
Thank you so
Appreciate
much.
that.
Thanks,
Really
Mason. Appreciate it, man.
Mason Garcia with us here. Patrick
Thanks,
Johnson, Steve, and I go as we'll wait for more players and coaches to come by. We are breaking the summer hiatus here on the PJ Show. Steven's show will be back in mid-August.
Yeah, I think August 14th is the date, Monday, August 14th.
And I'm going to be coming back with live shows starting, and I'm going to coerce Steven into coming on him as well. The media day coming up in a couple of weeks. So it's going to have a different flavor this year with the new members of the conference, isn't it?
It really will. And honestly, so the conference sent out their request to fill out the preseason favorite ballots, and I was trying to fill it out today as a media member for the preseason poll. And, I picked UTSA as the favorite and Tulane second. But after that, man, it's wide open, and there's so many teams now. 14 teams trying to rank 14 teams in the preseason with all the unknowns. You look at even ECU, I cover ECU, and there's a ton of unknowns there. But you look around the conference, there's so many unknowns. It's hard to gauge how this league is going to play out. And I picked UTSA to win, but nothing would shock me, honestly.
The thing I think, that's the program everyone kind of looks towards. UCF, when all in football, had explosive growth. We see where they have wound up now. I think UTSA, they have the same feel as UCF did all those years ago entering the American.
They really do, because the biggest thing for me is they have a fan base and a program that actually seems to have some people around it that care. And yeah, UCF was in Orlando, a major market, but they had a huge student following. UTSA is similar. They've got people at their games at the Alamo Dome. It's a fun environment to play in, to be in. And, you look at the rest of the teams coming in outside of maybe UAB that has some fans now since they've resurrected their program. Rice, not known for their fans. Several others. Charlotte, not known for its fan base in football. So really excited to see ECU's trip to San Antonio this year. Seems like the city has really embraced UTSA, and that to me is exciting as somebody who covers a team that UTSA will be playing.
Charlotte also, Steve, it seems like the one that has a lot of upside as well.
I mean, definitely given you look at just their whole athletics footprint and playing long term, they clearly have a vision. They clearly have a vision for where they want to go long term, and how long it takes them to get there, I don't know. There's been some weird things going on with Biff Poggi, their head coach, where he's been complaining about lack of money being given to the program, but that doesn't happen overnight. ECU still struggles to get money at times.
You're in a pro town.
And you're in a pro town, and they're only averaging 15,000 people a game, if that. So it's going to take time. It doesn't happen overnight.
I guess the big news out of ECU today is Alec Makarevich going into the transfer portal.
Yeah.
Hearing some interesting stories behind the scenes of that. He's the only guy that started every game last season, and Cliff Godwin really stuck by him. I don't think there's any doubting the tools of AMAC. Where do you think he lands?
Yeah, I mean, it was a surprising move from the standpoint of a couple weeks ago I heard that he was planning to return from really sources in and outside the program, and to see him enter the portal today, you never know what's going to what's going through somebody's head when something like that happens, but we'll see. I mean, he's a proven player at a winning program. I think he's going to have several offers, but it's also kind of a shame you don't see a fifth-year guy who, to me, the coaching staff has stuck by.
Well, Cliff Godwin was going to rely on.
Yeah, you've relied on him. You even through some struggles, he played every game. So I just feel like it's kind of disappointing that he's heading out. But that's college sports now, man. Nothing. I say it surprises me, Patrick, but nothing really surprises me anymore.
Yeah, it really doesn't. And we're waiting for Carter Cunningham to come over and join us here. Probably not going to pepper Carter with that. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'll let you handle that.
I'll stay away from that. Yeah.
Carter Cunningham joining us here.
Hi, Mike.
Yeah, we're live, man.
How are you, buddy? Good to see you.
The
Let me ask you, the Blue Jay shirt, by the way.
Yeah.
Are you a fan, or is this just something you picked up along the way, and it's a good shirt, it's comfortable, and it's 100 degrees outside?
100%. I might have stolen it from a former teammate.
Okay.
To be unnamed, because I don't want to give it back to them.
I understand.
So,
who is a Blue Jays fan on the team?
That would
give it. See, that was a way to try to get around that.
There's only so many Blue Jays fans in this area.
I know. There's not a
I'm
whole
not
lot.
falling for it.
Who's your fan? Who are you a fan of?
The Angels, who they're struggling. I grew up in Huntington Beach, California, so I grew up a Vladimir Guerrero fan. And it's just been a disappointment growing up as an Angels fan, but it is what it is.
Okay.
The Nationals won a World Series. I live in Northern Virginia, so
Right.
I'm like sort of a Nets fan.
When did you move to Northern Virginia?
When I was 9.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've been there more than half my life.
I got you. Carter Cunningham, who's going to have I think a big season next year for Cliff Godwin's team. He had a really nice summer season in Bethesda. Are you done with them now? Or?
Yes, sir. That was 3 weeks or almost a month. About half the games got rained out, so I didn't even get that many ABs. I was just going up there to continue the last half of the season that I had. I wanted to just get some more ABs. I felt good at the plate, and I just wanted to go get some more. And it was a lot of fun. It was a great time. That team's a really good team. It's a good league, so I had a great time up there.
So Carter, you started at Gardner-Webb, you went JUCO, come here. You've been in college a while. You probably could have moved on if you wanted to.
A lot of people are called doctor if they've been here this long at college.
So, why come back for another year, stay at ECU? I know you probably at least had to have some conversations, and then why make the decision to come back and remain a part of the program?
You're talking about for professional baseball conversation?
Yeah. Just as far as like moving on,
I truly, out of junior college, I had a little bit of talk with some pro teams, but I really just wanted to become a pirate. And my best friend Zach Agnos was here at the time. I wanted to play more seasons with him. This past year, I had a decent year and wanted to finish up my 5th year, get my master's. The biggest reason is the community, the Greenville as a whole. Like, I just get chill bumps looking at Clark LeClaire Stadium, seeing the fans there, and we truly have the best fans in the nation. And this is just such a special place to play. And I mean, I'm trying to drag it. If I can get a 6th year, I'll take it. I will take it to drag out the workforce.
Midway through last year, you really took off individually. You got the consistent playing time. You benefited from it. You took advantage from it. What made the difference for you? Was it just knowing, hey, you're going to be in the lineup every day? You kind of relax a little bit?
A little bit. That was part of it. The biggest part was it was sort of the mental game, the confidence that I gained getting the at bats that I needed. I woke up every morning and I just told myself that I was the greatest hitter on the planet, and obviously that's just not true. It's far from the truth, but in baseball you got to tell yourself.
You don't believe it, who's going to believe it?
Exactly. No, that's literally that's what I tell myself. If I don't believe in myself, then who's going to believe in myself? And so I didn't make many swing adjustments. It was just I woke up every morning and I had that confidence and swagger about me, and that's really what it came down to. So
it works.
It works. It definitely works. So
hey, blonde-headed Ezra Ozar has, by the way, made it here, and he's talking with Starling. So we're gonna.
You think he can dunk?
Starling?
No, Ezra.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Can
No,
Starling
absolutely.
dunk is the
Can Starling
question.
dunk?
Yeah. What do you think? Can you dunk?
I can't. I got terrible knees. There's no chance.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, no.
Bad knees?
Starling. Yeah, Starling can dunk. He had a 30-something inch vertical the other
Oh, is
day.
that right?
Yeah, Starling I think can dunk.
All right,
seems pretty athletic.
we're gonna talk to those guys, but what do you have left to kind of do this summer? What's the next few weeks like for you?
Just training the incoming freshmen. They got here about 2 to 3 weeks ago. We're working out. Tomorrow we'll be on the track at 6 a.m. running 300s. Just mentoring those guys, getting them acclimated to the culture of ECU baseball. And I don't have any summer courses, but those guys do. So just working out and getting those guys ready for the fall.
Was it a borrowed shirt and you just didn't give it back, or did you actually take it out of?
It was a borrowed shirt. I just
Okay,
didn't give it
you
back.
give it back.
Yeah.
That's usually how that works.
Yeah, sorry, Josh Gross.
There you go. Well, I mean, he's with the Yankees now. He doesn't
Right.
need it anyways.
Yeah, he's got to get rid of all that stuff anyway.
Yeah, he does.
In fact, he ought to be sending you some Yankee swag, maybe.
That's exactly right.
All right. Great to see you, Carter. This
Yeah.
is awesome to talk to you.
Appreciate you guys having me
And
on.
enjoy the rest of your summer, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thanks, Carter.
All right.
Appreciate it, man.
Appreciate you
We're
guys.
going to get Ezra Ozar over here in a minute. We're going to get
Thanks, man.
Starling over here as well. So let's grab a break. We'll come back along with Stephen Igo, Patrick Johnson. We are up and running here on our season kickoff for Play Fly, and we'll be right back right after this.
Time for a road trip.
More of the P-Man coming up next on 94.3 The Game.
Let's get out of here.
Summertime, sun, sand, and not really any sports. But not to worry, come August, we're gearing up for Pirate football. Hoist the Colors and the Patrick Johnson Show are back in mid-August on 94.3 The Game.
Time now for an update from Town Insurance. I've got my friend Jim Clement in the studio with me. Jim, great to see you. What's new at Town Insurance?
What's new, Henry, is our growth in this state. We have now exceeded $60 million in revenue with 300 employees over both states, Virginia and North Carolina. But North Carolina, our footprint goes from Corolla down to Wilmington to Kinston, Greenville, Raleigh, and our newest operation in Charlotte.
So, Jim, what does that mean for all of your clients and friends in Eastern North Carolina?
Because of Town's massive resources, meaning access to more companies and markets, we are able to serve all of our clients right here in Eastern North Carolina with their personal lines, their commercial lines, their life and health needs, or their small business needs.
We continue to hear more and more about Town Insurance, and it's great to have you in here giving us an update today. How about people who aren't doing business with you right now in Eastern North Carolina? What would you say to them?
Come to Town today.
What's the telephone number?
756-8300.
Just because voice over IP telephones are the latest technology in the telephone world doesn't mean they're the right choice for you and your business. Whether your internet provider is unable to support a voice over IP phone system, or you don't have a need for high-tech features and simply want to stick with a traditional system, Spain Telecom is here to help. Spain Telecom offers a variety of services to keep your business connected and competitive. We're confident we can find the right phone system for you and your business, a system that addresses all your communication needs. Looking for a new phone system that won't break the bank? In addition to new systems, Spain Telecom also offers gently used systems that are in great shape and can save you money. No matter your needs, Spain Telecom has a solution for you. Whether it's voice over IP, on-premise systems, new or used, give us a call at 252-353-2006 and let Spain Telecom help you with your communications needs.
Looking to get engaged? Now is the time during Bailey's Fine Jewelry's spectacular Engagement Ring Blowout. This once-a-year event is happening July 21st through 29th at all Bailey's locations. An expansive selection of engagement rings, loose diamonds, mountings, and wedding bands. Up to 60% off. In Raleigh, Cary, Rocky Mount, and Greenville. Engagement rings near cost, at cost, even below cost. Bailey's Engagement Ring Blowout. July 21st through 29th. Visit BaileyBots.com.
We know, we miss Igo too.
Miss your scent. Mr. Musk.
But catch everything you need to know this summer at 943thegame.com. Get ready for the fall by downloading the new IBX Media app and get prepared as we gear up for Pirate football this fall. Taking the rage out of your drive home?
You just cut me off! But it's no big deal.
Patrick Johnson on 94.3 The Game and the new IBX Media app.
All right, welcome back, Patrick Johnson, Stephen Igo from 247 Hoist the Colors. We are here. It is the kickoff event for Playfly and the ECU Sports Network at the Town Bank Tower. It's in conjunction with the Pitt Greenville Chamber of Commerce. So a lot going on here. Jacob Starling follows Carter Cunningham, picking him up like he always does, I'm sure, in not only baseball but in real life, and he's going to do that here on the radio. Carter was actually sneaky good.
Yeah,
he was sneaky good.
Yeah, he's pretty good at this stuff.
Oh, is he? Okay, yeah, I think you're pretty good too. You're pretty good at playing baseball.
I'm probably better at playing baseball.
Accompanying the smooth jazz that is playing here in the building, they're going through a bunch of pictures of ECU athletic achievement from the last year. There's a lot of Jacob Starling I'm seeing on there as well. So how you feeling, by the way?
I'm feeling good. Body's feeling good. Taking a couple weeks off definitely helped, but feeling good.
What has been what you have kind of concentrated and worked on other than kind of getting, back to feeling like yourself this summer?
Yeah, right now just trying to put on some weight, put on some muscle. Lost a couple pounds during the season, so now just trying to build it back up.
The best thing that I saw from you, there was a lot of great things this season, but the best thing I saw related to you this year was your family celebrating your first home run, and that went kind of viral on Instagram, maybe TikTok, I'm not sure, but one of the socials. That was just cool. That had to be pretty cool to see that.
Yeah, it was really cool. That was my sister and my mom's boyfriend. They weren't able to make it up here, so it was pretty cool to see that video after the game.
Yeah. It was. They went crazy. They went nuts.
Yeah,
and rightfully so. Yeah, they're big fans. Steven's going to ask you really difficult questions now, so remember this. No, go ahead, Steven.
Not true at all. But hey, I want to ask about your health, because you had obviously the hip injury, or the leg injury, you've had a back injury now that you dealt with this past year. So, have you been fully healthy to this point in your career? Or, trying to get there, is that kind of the goal now?
Yeah, just doing whatever I can every day to make my body feel my best. With my leg, I feel like I'm going to deal with it the rest of my life probably. Right. So it's just trying to minimize that pain and build some strength back in it.
And then, back injury towards the end of this year, was that just a pain management thing? It felt like the entire team had a back injury at some point this year.
Towards the end of the season, everybody's nicked up and banged up. Yeah. But, yeah, after a week or two off, it fell back to normal.
For you this year, you've always had kind of the pull side power, the pull side hitting ability. I mean, you started to hit the opposite way a lot this year. How much do you feel like that elevated your game? Just from watching it seemed like it made you such a more complete hitter.
Yeah, so much of a better hitter. And I can even improve on it more for next year. So that's really my goal, just to keep using every part of the field. And if I can do that, I know that's when I'm at my best.
Jacob Starling is with Stephen Igo and myself here, Patrick Johnson with you. We're live today with our ECU season kickoff program here from the Town Bank Tower. Let me ask you this, Jacob. The freshmen coming in, we were talking to you a little bit about them in the break. That has been one of the strengths of the program over Cliff Godwin's tenure. Coach Godwin's tenure was the older guys sort of mentoring those younger guys, showing them the way things are done. So how serious do you take that role? And I think it was Connor Norby you were telling me was a guy that really took you under his wing when you came to campus.
Yeah, it's super important. Like you just said, Norby was here my freshman year, and he taught me so much. He taught me work ethic. He taught me how to just pretty much be a dog on the field and off the field. And I think if you can instill that in the freshmen now, they'll be so much better in the long run. So that's really the whole goal.
Yeah. From Central Florida, who do you root for baseball? Who's like your team?
So I've never really had like a diehard
spring
team.
Training. That's what everybody says down there. They've all, because I live down there too. Does everybody buy spring training tickets?
Yeah.
They're not going to St. Petersburg or Miami.
Yeah.
Unless the Yankees or Red Sox are in town.
Yeah. I'd say the Rays, just because.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just got done
I don't buy it. I don't think there's any Rays fans.
Yeah, there's not, honestly.
But they were a fun team to watch.
You can get a seat to the game, though.
Yeah, I know. Well, I watched the Braves game the other week, and I think that was the most packed I've ever seen it in my life.
Yeah. Yeah, Braves draw pretty well, I guess, too, down there. Have you been back home this summer, or have you just been up here the whole time?
Yeah, I went back after the season for about 2 weeks.
Okay. All right. So what is your prediction for the season ahead?
National championship.
I like it.
It's always the goal.
I like it.
Hey, two things before you get out of here. All right. So one, Carter Cunningham's walk-up song. He changed it back to the I don't even know what it's called, but I'll give him crap for it.
I have no idea.
Are y'all a fan of it in the dugout, or
what is it?
Are y'all as annoyed by it as I am?
It's like Patamba Keepa or something. I don't know.
It's some
Spanish song.
Yeah, some Spanish song that.
Does he speak Spanish?
I don't know.
I'm guessing
I don't
no.
think so.
Yeah.
I meant to ask him about it when he was over here, but either one. All right, second question. They got a shot of you in the pinstripe uniforms up on the monitors. So the pinstripes look really good. I think they're probably the best uniforms y'all have. But past players have said they're not very comfortable. Is that true or is false?
They're a little tight. We did get some new ones this year, so they're a little better. But it's a little hard to squat all the way down in those sometimes.
Right. Well, so basically, if you make an error in the field with the pinstripes, we'll blame it on the uniform.
Exactly.
Okay, that's fair. I'll have to keep that in mind going forward.
Awesome to see you, Jacob. Thank you for coming by here. There's great food here, so go enjoy some.
Awesome.
All right.
Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you for coming.
Thanks, Jacob. Appreciate it, man.
All right. Jacob Starling.
Let Carter know I asked about his walk-up.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you, guys.
Hey, thanks, man.
All right, we continue on here. And really appreciate those guys coming by. It was a real treat this year to be able to do the ECU games on Plus. And Tom McClellan's here. How about that? All the heavies are here.
See if you can get
Look
Blake.
at that.
We're going to try to get Blake Carroll.
Okay. Blake
The
Carroll's
ECU
here.
defensive
Kim
coordinator.
McNeil's here. So, yeah, if Coach – let's
What's
get
up,
Coach.
Tom?
Tom McClellan's
Appreciate
here.
it, man. Tom McClellan.
Good to see you, Tom. Here
Good to
comes
see you,
Blake
Tom.
Carroll. It's going to be a photo finish. The quicks. The quicks got ahead of Blake Carroll. Come on, you're on your way
Let's
over
go,
here.
let's
You
go.
beat him. It was a
We'll get
foot
Blake
race,
after.
Coach. You beat him. Kim McNeil.
Next.
A great summer look you got going. You look like you're dressed to go to a baseball game or a softball game or
I've been
the pool.
outside enough. I got a nice little tan. That's what it is. It's the tan from the pool and softball and baseball all summer.
How's your season been? Or your off season been? Excuse
It's
me.
been good. We got a lot of new faces. We got a lot of old faces. So it's a good mixture. Girls are working hard. Just trying to, build the chemistry between the new guys and the returnees.
So much momentum out of last year, I have to imagine, too. And you've kind of put the program on a map with an NCAA tournament appearance, new conference coming up. So there's a lot of really good momentum trending towards next season.
It is. I think this past year really, taught them, how to win. I don't think we're there yet.
Right.
But looking back on it, I think they realized some things they should have done differently. But you don't know what you don't know. And so I'm really looking, towards my leadership this year with Micah Dennis, Sania Johnson, Danae McNeil, all returning and having that experience and being here a couple of years and understanding, what our expectations are.
Yep.
Kim, you talked about player-led programs. It's kind of what you feel like championship programs are when we had you on our show earlier. So do you feel like early in the offseason, Danae, Micah are doing that with the new girls and kind of teaching them, showing them the wing?
I do. I think that, Sania, Danae, Micah have really, stepped forward and just taking the young ones underneath their wings. Obviously the twins, Tati and Talia, they've been, at a Power 5 for the last 2 years. So they kind of got an understanding of what it's supposed to look like, but still, in a different system. But the freshmen, I'm really excited about them. I think in the past people would say if we had one flaw, it would be the fact that we couldn't shoot the ball that well. But they're not going to be able to say that about us this year. Our two freshmen, especially Kaya Miller and Karina Gordon, can really, really shoot the ball. So if we continue to defend at a high level the way we've been doing and, and be able to shoot the ball the way we've been doing in this off season, it's going to be another really good year for us.
How do you balance? Because, defense first is always going to be your program, but you also do want that shooting. So do you, those girls that can shoot it, they still got to be able to play defense. So do you have to, balance, say, hey, we still want a really good defensive lineup, but also have that shooting ability?
Yeah, we know if you look at the way we played last year versus the 3 years prior, we didn't press as much last year. We used it in situations where I felt like we didn't have enough energy or we needed to come back. Because I went into last spring saying, we need to put a little bit more effort into offense. But we can't do that if we're trying to press, work on our matchup, work on our man. So we really simplified things a lot last year defensively, which allowed us to work on our offense a little bit more. So we'll continue to do that as well.
We got Coach Kim McNeil, ECU women's basketball head coach, with us. When you talk about My Joyner, what are the areas you want her to take a step in or, evolve towards?
Yeah, we've really been working with Amaya. I don't know if people realize she's left-handed, but loves going right.
Right.
So this offseason, we've really basically.
There's something about basketball players that just they always want to go right.
I know, right? So we actually almost kind of have chopped her right hand off. And it's really making her focus on her left hand. We have 3 left-handed post players on our team this year.
Oh wow!
Amaya, Morgan, and Talia, one of the twins, is left-handed. That's very unusual, you know. But no, she's been working really, really hard, living in the gym, really trying to elevate her game. I told her she's got to be different this year. She's not going to surprise anybody. Her 3-point shot's looking a lot better. So you know, you guys didn't see, you know, nearly what she can do.
Right.
Last season. I think it's just the experience and building confidence in herself for her to be able to show that this year.
Yeah, I was going to ask, we kind of touched on this before, but keeping that hunger after the success y'all finished last year, do you have to challenge the girls more this offseason maybe to try to get that chip back on the shoulder? Because you know you're not going to be picked to finish last again. So do you try to challenge them even more this offseason?
Yeah, you know, I'll give them a little motivational things here and there. You know, we were on the road last week, and a couple of coaches in the league, you know, kind of, you know, you guys kind of got lucky. You know, things kind of played out in your you know, favor or whatever. You know, so I'm using those as nuggets. You know, telling them that people feel like we got lucky, things of that nature. But you know, I think they liked the way it felt last year. They liked winning instead of losing. They like going on 6 and 7 game winning streaks versus 6 and 7 game losing streaks, which is what we've experienced in the past. So, you know, I think they got a taste of it and they like the way it felt.
You all seem really connected during that conference tournament run. That just didn't happen in Texas. It happened. So at what point did you feel like we're peaking and going to a point where we can go and make a run at a championship? Because there had to be a point, I guess, in the regular season where you felt that.
Yeah, I thought, you know, when we played SMU at SMU, we kind of turned the corner a little bit. I thought down the stretch, once we got into February, I really liked the way our February looked as far as who we were about to play and the amount of home games we had. And I think we built a lot of confidence in ourselves because we would get up and then we would go down by a lot in the fourth quarter, and we were able to come back and win games that we were down by 12 with 3 minutes left to go, or down by 6 with 1 minute left to go. So I think those experiences really built the confidence in the young ladies when it became tournament time.
It's great to see you.
Great to see you guys,
Hope
too.
you have a great rest of the summer, and we'll be talking to you a lot, I'm sure, getting ready for the season ahead once everything gets back going with the new academic year. Great to see you,
I appreciate you guys.
Thanks,
Kim.
Go
Appreciate
Pirates.
Kim McNeil. We'll break. We'll come back. John Gilbert, we'll have him after this timeout. We are live from the Town Bank Tower, special edition of the Patrick Johnson Show with Steve and Igo, and yours truly here on The Game.
We're back in minutes with more of the Patrick Johnson Show on 94.3 The Game.
You should go have that tested.
Make sure to listen or watch now on the new IBX Media app. Get it now in the App Store or Google Play.
Need $1,000 to $10,000 immediately for a gift for someone special, car repairs, or unexpected expenses? Time Financing Service offers competitive loan rates. Apply online and get your answer in less than an hour in most cases. Then you can pick up the cash at any of our 24 convenient locations. Apply online 24/7 at timefinancing.com. That's timefinancing.com.
Time Financing Service. All loans subject to current credit policy of Time Financing Service. 1 hour loan approval and same-day cash in most circumstances. Exceptions may apply.
At U.S. Cellular, you can get a new phone for $600 off. No trade-in needed, which means you don't have to trade in your old phone for a new one. That must sound really good to you, guy with a junk drawer.
I'm just going to sell it to my sister.
That's a twist.
Who am I kidding? It's going right in the junk drawer.
Get $600 off any phone. No trade-in needed. U.S. Cellular, built for us. Terms apply. Visit uscellular.com for details.
Spring is here and summer is right on our doorstep. We're all looking forward to outside and enjoying the warm weather and long days. Let the team at Cellular Warehouse help you start enjoying these days by eliminating the 2 to 3 hour wait in the local store. They come right to your home or office and handle all of your cellular needs. Best of all, their front door service is free of charge. Call Toby Williams today at 252-799-7051 and let his team start making life easy again. That's 252-799-7051. Cellular Warehouse, your local U.S. Cellular authorized agent.
Greeting friends of Eastern North Carolina. If you're looking for a great place to work with competitive pay and a multitude of advanced opportunities, Pitt County Schools is hiring. We employ over 3,500 people, and we're one of the largest employers in Pitt County. We are currently seeking teachers, bus drivers, school nutrition personnel, facility staff, custodians, clerical staff, and more. We offer advanced leadership opportunities to our educators and competitive pay for our skilled labor force. If you want to be part of a thriving school system that focuses on educating students, growing our employees, and promoting positive mental and physical health habits, we encourage you to become a part of our Pitt County Schools family to help ensure success for the future of Eastern North Carolina. To fill out an application, visit our website today at pittschools.org. That's pittschools.org. And remember, education is truly a team effort. Pitt County Schools. Live and lead.
For projects big or small, play it safe when you plan on digging and call or click 811 3 working days before you dig. 811 is the first step to getting your buried underground utilities like gas, electric, or internet lines located. Having these lines marked before digging helps keep you, your family, and your neighborhood safe. 811 is fast, free, and it's the law, so don't forget to make the call to 811. Sponsored by North Carolina 811 and the North Carolina Association of Broadcasters in cooperation with the station.
Have you noticed he's in his own little happy hour? We're back to the Patrick Johnson Show on 94.3 The Game.
This is the Happy Hour program.
Here's the P-Man.
We're having a great time here. It's the season kickoff event in conjunction with their Chamber of Commerce Business After Hours. Patrick Johnson, Stephen Igo from Hoist the Colors, and Blake Carroll, ECU defensive coordinator, has joined us here. The beach is over. It's now time to get down to business, Coach.
Count the days down.
Yeah.
Ready to go.
Hey, it's not August yet, so you got a few more days.
But you're always in that mindset. You're always right around the corner and get prepared and getting ready for it.
Yeah, absolutely. We talked to you. I know Steven did. I talked to you, too, near the end. So we've talked about a lot of things with this defense, and I guess the question now is, are you ready for the first weekend in September? How are you feeling about that?
Yeah,
a lot of speed on the other side of the ball.
I think we have a lot of speed too.
Yeah,
and I'm more excited about our guys and how hard they've been working and preparing and getting ready for this fall, and more so of that than thinking about Michigan right now.
Right.
Obviously, we've made preparations for Michigan, put a game plan together, outline a game plan together, and our kids are always, you go in the office, they're watching film of Michigan, but at the same time, I'm just worried about us and taking care of our business and seeing how much better we can get between now and come September.
Defensively, a lot of new pieces on the back end, but a lot of familiar faces up front. So does that at least help you sleep a little bit better that all those guys in the trenches have played?
Yeah, you always want to be good defensively up the middle.
Yeah.
And if you think about where we got guys coming back, it's our front four. And the two safeties.
Yeah.
So you feel good about being experienced there. If you want to experience somewhere, it better be those guys. The areas we're not experienced in is a linebacker and corners. And, the linebackers, I coach the Sam, Mike, and Will. So, hey, I got to get the job done there and making sure that we catch those guys up. But at the same time, you're looking at Mike Edwards, who's a third-year player, played over 600 snaps as a freshman at Georgia Southern. Taylor Jackson's going into year 4. Kingston McKinstry's going into year 4. Rod Dilworth's going to year 3. So they may not have played a lot in the Pirate uniform, but they are older kids and they're, some savvy kids that I think will do really well for us this fall.
And it seems like y'all have a lot of different, body types. If y'all need more of a run-stuffing linebacker, you got that. You got longer guys now, guys that can run. So it feels like you got maybe more in your arsenal than the past years, maybe.
I think so. And not just from a personnel standpoint, but just some things we can do. I think, our corners are more man guys and longer and maybe a little bit more athletic and faster. Maybe it allows you to do some more things up front and maybe get after quarterbacks and do some things there. So really excited about that.
So you said you're about to go eat with the linebacker. So who can put down the wings the best among the group?
They're kind of picky eaters.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we order a bunch of wings, and there's always left over, and they, get the to-go boxes for them later on. But I would say Taquan King.
Yeah.
He's probably the guy that's putting them away the most. And, he's been a blessing to have in that room and just be so appreciative of everything that we have to offer here at East Carolina. And he takes advantage of that and just enjoys being a Pirate and just really happy to be a Pirate.
Well, what will be – you're back now, as you said. So what will the next several weeks be like before camp opens here?
Yeah, so next week's the last week of workouts for our players, and they'll be in the weight room with Big John and doing a few things on the field there. Then they'll get a few days off before camp starts. So we'll have some time with those guys next week. The following week, when they're away, is kind of our last-minute preparations for fall camp and August camp. And so we'll make sure we're ready to go for that. And then the following week, we start.
It's great to see you.
It's great to see you.
And we'll talk to you before the season starts, I'm sure. So thank you, Blake. Good to see you.
Go enjoy some wings, man.
No doubt. Appreciate you guys.
All
Thanks,
right,
Blake.
There he goes. Coach Blake Carroll with us here. Mike Schwartz is over there. I think we're going to get Coach Schwartz here in just a little bit. If
we could ask Tom McClellan, but he's no longer in that role. So
he's not, but he looks the most relaxed I've seen him look in July ever.
He looks really good. Yep.
He does look good. It's like he's dropped some LBs. Yeah, here comes Mike Schwartz. Lots to talk about with him. Reggie Williams promoted to an assistant. And some new additions to the Pirate roster. Coach, good to see you, my friend. How are you? Mike Schwartz is here with us. How's your summer been?
It's been good. It's been really, really good. And we're 4 weeks into practice and finishing up week 5 this week. And really like this team.
There's a lot of new additions. It seems Bobby Pettiford and Cam Hayes are ones that a lot of fans are talking about. Give us a little bit of a primer on how those guys have been the last several weeks.
Both of them have been really good. You know what they've brought in is experience. They've come in as really good players. They've been well coached at their previous institutions, but they have come in with this lack of fear to step right in. They're not tiptoeing in, and that's what you want. And that's what you would expect with guys that are older that have had success. I mean, Bobby's won a national championship before. I mean, he's played there. Cam Hayes has had 3 really good seasons of college basketball, and he has 2 left because of the COVID year. But both of them have stepped in with a real sense of aggressiveness that this team needs.
Ezra Ozar he looks different not only with his hair, which is blonde, but he looks like a bigger yet leaner Ezra Ozar.
Yeah, what people don't realize, Ezra actually was cleared for practice today. He had spoke about it with you, Stephen, about his shoulder surgery. He was out for 4 months, and he's the last month has been on the rehab in terms of strengthening and shooting and getting back on the court. But he was full contact today, and that was just great to have him back. So I don't think he's anywhere near physically what he's going to be.
He looks fantastic.
We're just glad he's back on the court.
Absolutely.
Mike, how do you compare this time last year versus this time this year in terms of just comfort, knowing your personnel, that sort of stuff?
This is so interesting that you say that, Stephen. I just was watching practice from this morning before I came over here, and looking at the 3 freshmen, and Callum Richard didn't practice today. He got hit in the face a couple of days ago in practice. But to Corey and Sierra Malanga, the 2 freshmen, and as hard as they're playing and they're doing some good things, the game is going 100 miles an hour for them. They're usually about a step to 2 steps behind everything. And again, not because of effort, but just because of understanding. And we said as a coaching staff just about 30 minutes ago, man, we had 16 guys like this last year that were all a step or 2 behind. Not because, again, of any physical abilities, but everybody was learning a new system. So now when you have Brandon Johnson and Ezra Osar and Jaden Walker and Quentin and Caleb and all the guys, they know what we're doing. It makes a huge difference in terms of just the efficiency of practice.
Patrick mentioned Bobby Pettiford and obviously stepping in as a potential point guard option. How has he done as far as facilitating in practice, kind of picking up that point guard role right away?
He's a natural point guard. He is a pure point guard, not only from a perspective of being able to understand of getting his teammates involved and understand what it takes, but he thinks like a point guard. He absolutely thinks about everybody else around him before he thinks about himself. And he is about uplifting his guys. He knows how to change the whole feel in the gym just with his presence. And that's what a point guard does, and he's doing great with it.
Coach Mike Schwartz is with us here. It's a job, and I love the way you and your staff approached this job. Now, some really talented guys are in. But, there's a lot to overcome because there's no tradition, there's no history. You're building that right now. I mean, you're building that culture, and you're getting geared towards establishing that tradition and that history. So have you discussed that any with this group, or is that just not anywhere where you're really going per se?
Yeah, no, and I go back.
It's just basketball so different now that maybe isn't.
You know what? Here's really what it is. You go back to March of last year when I was fortunate enough to have an opportunity to be the head coach here. And in the press conference, and even some of the media asked me about the lack of tradition and some of the stuff that has happened in the past. And I'll remember it, and I'll say the same thing today as I said that day, that what's happened in the past is absolutely irrelevant to anything we're trying to build moving forward. So that's the approach we took. And then to your other point about the players, we wanted to be a team that we knew we would be very inexperienced last year.
Yeah.
We would have legitimate experience this year, but we're still young. We don't have one senior on the team, so we have a chance to hopefully, with continuity, keep this together for a couple of years, 2-3 years.
As far as Reggie Williams getting promoted, I mean, what a great guy he is, a real player. I mean, NBA guy for 11 years as well, led the NCAA scoring 2 years. I mean, you're talking Robertson, Pistol Pete. I mean, that's not a lot of names have done that.
Nope.
But a great guy too. What will he bring now that he's on the staff as an assistant?
It's as we talked about. He has done so much for our team in terms of just his knowledge, his ability to communicate with the guys, his ability to teach the game, all the things that come with being so fortunate to have him on our staff this past year. But now he gets an increased role, an increased on-court role. He gets an increased role in terms of actual player development, not even more so than just the mental side and talking to the guys. Now he's on the court, and that's just a huge impact because the guys know. I mean, reality is, if we could suit Reggie Williams up right now with us, we would gladly do it in a heartbeat.
I think the Pirates are poised for a really good basketball season, but the conference, it's everybody wants to talk about the new look conference and maybe what is left. Bringing in some great programs that won a lot near the end of last season.
You're bringing in 3 of the final 6 teams playing in the nation last year. Final 4, you had FAU as one of the Final 4, and the NIT finals was UAB and North Texas. So you've got 3 programs that were 50% of the final 6 teams playing for championships last year are in this conference next year. And when you look at FAU, North Texas, UAB, if you just put those 3 schools and you compare it to the 3 that left, as great as Houston was, and we have ultimate respect for Cincinnati and UCF, but last year alone and maybe over the last couple of years as a whole, probably the 3 teams coming in have had more basketball success recently, and particularly last season. So this conference has gotten stronger.
Just, Coach, obviously I've been here a while. The buzz around basketball this offseason is at a pretty high level. I know you've only been here for going on your 2nd year, but can you kind of feel that as you go across town, talk to people? It seems like there's a ton of interest, and we saw last year, late in the year, how much a good home crowd can benefit you guys. So can you kind of feel that momentum going into this winter and off season?
I think as a coaching staff and as a program, we're really, really excited about building on the positives of last year. I still think right now we're very focused on fixing all the things that we know we got to fix. And you and I have talked, consistency is a big piece of it. Defensively, we have to be so much better. Offensively, we have to be so much better. But I think that excitement comes from the continuity of our players. I think the fact that, I was asked about this yesterday. I was asked about the fact of, all the guys coming back, and, maybe Pirate Nation in the past has been very on edge and on pins and needles come the spring every year. And we don't want that to be the standard here. Now, I know there's a lot that goes into that. It's such a new game in college athletics as a whole. But the R.J. Feltons, Brandon Johnson, Ezra Osar, Jaden Walker, those guys returning, plus the incoming Eastern Carolina, North Carolina guys, Callum and Takori. I hope we're building excitement. I'm excited about it.
A lot of Pirate fans are, so I know we're all ready for the season.
Much energy as you have, Cy Seymour still has. He might top you.
Well, you can't compete with Cy.
I talked to him the other day, and it's like it's mid-season form.
Hey, you know what? What do they say? If you're always ready, you never have to get ready.
That's true.
Cy is always ready.
Consistency. Cy has consistency.
There you go.
Yeah.
He's the benchmark.
He's great. All right, Coach, great to see you. Thank you for stopping by.
Always
great to see you, my friend.
Appreciate it, Coach. Thanks, man.
All right, Rajay Harris is going to step in here.
It, Coach.
Got the car wash going. Our producer, Hank Hinton.
What's up, Rajay?
Rajay with the Team Boneyard hat. You need to. Yeah, all the Big-time people on it. Stephen Igo is included.
Yeah, I'm just here for the ride, man.
Rajay Harris is here with us. Good to see you, my friend. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I can't complain at all.
Get up on the mic.
Oh, my fault. I'm good, man. I can't
I'm
complain.
going to ask you, how's the knee? How's everything going?
Knee is great. It's a blessing every day.
They said you looked really, really good. You've looked really, really good.
Trying to, man. Yeah. I'm trying to get back.
What's been the big, I don't say challenge, but just the big thing for you to kind of overcome with this? Is it more the mental side maybe than the physical?
Yeah, it's not physical anymore. I say it's just mental. Yeah. You know, just believing that I can do it again. You know, but man, like I said, man, the coaches, the players, everybody been behind me. Just been feeling good. Been feeling back to myself.
Give me a scouting report on this running back group.
Man, a lot of talent. And when I say that, I really mean it. You know, from the younger guys to the older guys to the transfers, man, it's just a lot of talent, a lot of people that's in that room that's really going to go get it, you know, and every chance they get. So, I mean, you got to go out there every day and bust your tail because somebody's coming.
Rajay, take us through the transition of, you know, Chris Foster, I know y'all love, leaves first day of spring practice, but they move a guy who's used to playing running back, Raekwon Boyette, over to your room as the new position coach. What has that transition been like? And it seems like it's been pretty natural, right?
No drop-offs, man. Yeah. You know, Coach Foster left. He taught us the game, taught us coverages, everything like that. Coach Boyette came in there, and same thing. You know, no drop-off, no shy. You know, everything is just go get it. You know, everything's earned, not given.
Obviously, a lot of productive players moving on to pro careers or graduation, and you know, maybe talk outside the program and say, how are they going to replace all these guys? As a returner, do you use that as motivational or do you ignore it? Kind of what's the balance like there?
I try not to pay attention to it, honestly. But, you know, we did lose a lot of guys. So, you know, we got to make up for, you know, the Isaiah Winstead, the C.J. Johnson, Holton Naylor. So, but like I said, man, that locker room is just so different now. You know, like everybody want to go get it. Everybody want to be the next CJ, the next Holton. So, you know, that's just everybody's mindset. So I guess they use it as motivation.
And it feels like, you know, there have been a ton of guys who have waited their turn, you know, whether it be redshirted, developed, and maybe there's a bigger hunger there than maybe past years. Would you say that with some guys who are kind of waiting their time for this moment?
Yeah, man. Big shout out to Taylor Jackson. He's a linebacker here. He's done waited behind Xavier Smith, Miles Berry. Man, you can just see it, man. It's a physicality part in the weight room, strength, conditioning. Just you could just tell he waited his turn and he's about to flourish.
A guy that has waited his turn is Mason Garcia. We spoke to him to lead off the thing here. Tell me about your quarterback.
Crazy. That's all I can say. It's crazy. Like
he seemed pretty mild-mannered. What do you mean crazy?
He can put that ball anywhere you want it.
Yeah.
Anywhere you want it, he can put it there.
Yeah.
I promise you that.
I hear you're eating better.
Hey, he gave up the McDonald's.
You gave up the McDonald's a couple years ago.
I haven't touched.
But what is the candy of it? Were you the Skittles guy, or is that someone?
I can eat some Skittles before the game or something like that. But I'm really not a candy person. I'm not a sweet person.
What was it that you ate then, other than there was something else that was like your favorite go-to?
I like Twix.
Okay.
Reese cups and stuff like that.
But if you cut back on those, I know you
cut back on all of that. Like I went by McDonald's the other day. And
did you start to twitch a little? And you
yes.
What was your go-to at McDonald's? The fries. So if you get a good McDonald's set of fries, there's nothing better.
Yeah, besides the mac chickens. I love the mac chickens.
Okay.
I get like 2 mac chickens.
Are you a McFlurry guy or no?
No.
Okay.
No, we're not doing all that.
All right. I didn't know.
We ain't doing all that.
So I didn't know if you had some ice cream.
When's the last time you've had McDonald's?
Good question.
Like any cheat days? I mean, you know, everybody has a cheat day every now and then.
I haven't had it in like a year and a half, 2 years.
Is that right?
It's impressive, man.
That is impressive.
I ain't gonna lie, like I wonder what it tastes like. I wonder if my stomach be hurting after I eat it. Like I just wonder. Sometimes I really be like, should I just go eat it one more time? But I'm like, nah, I'm good.
Can't do it. You're a different man now.
Different man.
Yeah.
I feel better.
Have you been in touch with Keaton Mitchell?
I talked to him today. Yes, sir.
Okay. What did you guys talk about?
Everything.
Okay.
Football.
Yeah.
The speed, the players, Odell, just everybody, man. Just everybody.
Is he running with Lamar in the ones yet?
Oh, yeah, man. He's running with Lamar.
Yeah.
He's running with Lamar. He having fun with Lamar, too.
I think Lamar and Keaton are going to be a pretty special back.
Crazy read option, man. Yeah. Crazy read option. I've been playing with Odell and them on Madden. I done updated rosters. Keaton's not on there yet. But
Okay.
It's coming, though.
Will you play with Keaton when he's on updated?
Of course.
Okay, all right.
Of course. I'm going to order me a jersey as soon as they drop.
He ought to send you a jersey. There's no ordering.
Yeah. If he makes you order a jersey that's pretty beat up.
Yeah,
I know.
I hope he listening to this right now. I hope he listening to this.
Well, it's good to see you.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Good
We'll
to
see
y'all.
you probably in about a month, I imagine.
Come on now. Yep. Probably sooner than that.
Yeah.
See y'all at
Yeah.
practice.
Absolutely, man.
Absolutely.
It'll be
Most
soon.
definitely, man. You know, I appreciate y'all.
All right.
Appreciate
Good
it,
to see you.
Rajay.
Rajay Harris.
Thanks,
All right, we're
man.
going to take a break. I know there's some other people going to make their way over here. We'll come back. We're probably going to run a little past 6 here, so we'll try to get some folks over here.
I know that feeling.
A break, and then we'll come back. And if no one shows, then we'll wrap it up for the final time here from our season kickoff show on The Game.
Charleston's ECU at 94.3thegame.com. More P-Man coming up in minutes.
Chico's Mexican Restaurant. Grab your amigos and head to Chico's every Wednesday for shrimp tacos for $11.99. Plus Wednesdays means all Mexican imports for just $2.99. Thursdays, chicken or vegetable fajitas for only $11.99. For Mexican food and fun, it's got to be Chico's Mexican Restaurant in downtown Greenville and online at Chico's, where the fiesta never ends.
We got a great selection of inventory with some great specials going on. We really do. We have something that we don't normally have over the last 3 or 4 months. Folks, they're not going to last very long, and I'm going to give you a couple reasons why. One, supply and demand. There aren't many of them out there. We're blessed to have some. Two, you're going to get more money right now than you ever have, even through the last 3 years of COVID. It's because of supply and demand. I know there's a lot of things you can tell us right now about lease payments. Oh, yeah, we got a great we got a $0 down, $269 lease special right now going on the Central. We got a great lease special on the road right now. No money down, $375 right now. No money down, $395. The maximum, no money down, $375. It's a great time to take advantage of these lease specials. Check out our website, greenvillenissan.com. We drive to serve.
Leases are 10,000-mile, 18 months, must pay tax, title, and doc fees. See dealer for details.
Your vehicle packs a load of safety features to protect you in an accident. It's our job to protect you just as well after an accident. With fast claim service from local agents and our auto coverage is a lot of an airbag. We hope you never get ready just in case you do. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance, helping you as we do best.
In Greenville, contact your local Farm Bureau agent for a quote for your car, home, life, or your health. You'll be working with neighbors people like Bill King, Jake Allen, or Jack Metz. These agents are dedicated to protecting your family and your dreams. These Farm Bureau agents are knowledgeable in a wide range of insurance products, but they are also tuned in to the Greenville community. Again, contact Bill King, Jake Allen, or Jack Metz today at Farm Bureau Insurance in Greenville. 252-756-3165. That's 252-756-3165.
Now is the time during Bailey's Fine Jewelry's spectacular engagement ring blowout. This once-a-year event is happening July 21st through 29th. An expansive selection of engagement rings, loose diamonds, mountings, and wedding bands. Up to 60% off in Holly, Cary, Rocky Mountain, rings near cost, at cost, even below cost. Bailey's engagement ring blowout, July 21st through 29th. Visit Bailey.com.
The stunning conclusion of the show. It's the P-Man.
All right, welcome back. We are, bring him. No, he is worthy. Bring him over. Yeah, we will let him eat.
You good.
Welcome back, Patrick Johnson and Stephen Igo here with you. I think for the first time that we have hosted a show together, this has gone really well.
I think this is it. Yeah, I think
I think this is a winning formula potentially.
We've figured it out, and there has been no real rules or format.
Good.
Yeah, that's the way to do it, man. Just show up and do the thing and go home.
Yeah,
I think we've done that pretty well.
Are you going to hit any of the finger foods on your way out?
I think I have to at this point. We've been sitting at this table, confined to this table for an hour. I can see everybody walking around with appetizers, and
it looks good, doesn't it? Yeah, it looks really good. I think everybody sort of gathered and matriculated to the other side of the tower for some remarks. So I don't know if we're going to get any more guests And we do need to make way because that studio is going to be utilized by another show coming up. Well, it's always kind of good to catch up with the coaches and players in the off-season as we get ready for really, it's going to hit in a couple weeks. Everything hits hyperspeed. It feels
this is almost the end of the offseason.
It is.
In some ways.
It is. It's a kickoff to the upcoming season, and it is, as you would say, a little bit of an end of the offseason. Stephen's show will be back at noon starting August 14th. It's been a big hit, the Hoist the Colors radio show. I'm very excited that Stephen's with us on 94.3 The Game now. So it's awesome to have you with us. And the show's been fantastic. We'll come back tomorrow with more alleged best of the Patrick Johnson show. And there'll be some best of next week. And I think we're going to replay this show next week.
That'll be good. I mean, we had a ton of info, ton of great guests, so I think it's definitely worthy of it.
It was a car wash. It was good, but it's great to see you.
It's good to see you, too.
What are the IGOs doing for the rest of the summer?
So trying to enjoy some downtime. Slater has his second birthday coming up soon at the end of this month. Okay. So
what are 2-year-olds wanting nowadays?
Everything. Mainly sweets. He's got a big sweet tooth, so any type of ice cream or he's big into the Smarties candy these days, so anything like that. But we'll also get him some fun stuff to play with. And then the daughter is now 3 months old, so it's quite the time in the IGO household. So I'm trying to enjoy being a dad for this month, but once August hits, it'll be fun to be back on the practice field.
So I'll be back a week from Monday with the coverage of ECU at the AAC Media Days. And again, that'll be in Texas. And it'll have a distinctly different flavor this year with 14 teams now in the American.
Much different. And I think it'll be interesting to see where East Carolina's picked to finish. I would venture to say probably somewhere near the middle of the pack, just given all the unknowns returning, but would not surprise me if this team surprises a lot of people in the conference.
How much does this hinge on Mason Garcia in your mind?
To be honest, a very large percentage hinges on the quarterback situation. Sure. And I think that Garcia is most likely going to be the guy. And I think for ECU to succeed at the level it wants to succeed, I think if Garcia has the type of season he's capable of having and everything comes together, I think the roster is in a much better place than people realize that don't follow the program closely. They've recruited, they've developed, they've added the right transfers. To me, a lot of it is the quarterback situation.
Yeah. All right, great. Kevin, come on over here real quick. Kevin Williams, ECU golf coach. He'll be our final guest here. Wrapping it up. You're on the 18th. You're on the 18th tee box right now. So
down the middle.
Hit it straight. All right, Kevin Williams, who has got a really major director of golf at ECU.
How about that?
It's pretty cool. You and I have talked about it off here. That's pretty good. And then Mike Cato, and then I forget the other.
Catherine Carson.
Catherine Carson, who played.
She played for me for 2 years, played for Coach Buford for a couple of years. And so, the big thing, as you and I have talked before, is Mike Cato's got such a vast experience with junior golf and in the community. And the big thing when we made this move was I wanted to make sure Mike got on board full-time. And so he's at ECU full-time now, which is great for us. He's such a great teacher, so good with junior golfers. And then, I've done this before. Like from 2000 to 2005, I coached both teams with a grad assistant.
Right.
Now we have two full-time assistants. And I'm going to tell you, in our office.
And everybody's going to be working together, though, aren't they?
Yeah, we're working together, and the energy level's through the roof. And, this is my 27th year at ECU, basically. And the energy level they're bringing, being new, it's almost like reinvigorated me, which is awesome. I'm excited to get started.
So little known fact, when I was a senior at D.H. Conley, my senior project was golf. I took golfing lessons from Mike Cato. So
he's the best instructor.
He was really good. He said I was a natural the first day, and then I could never hit it straight after that. But he is a good one. He's a really good teacher, and I think he'll do a great job for you guys.
We're excited about it. And I think, having been I don't want to say at the end of what I've done, but I've done this a long time.
Right.
And so as I told him in our first staff meeting, my goal is to get you two in the right position to do whatever you want to do with golf, right? And so I think Mike's expertise in teaching, Catherine's energy and eye for the game, I think is going to bode well for both of them down the road.
A lot of things to ask you about. I'll probably get you back on to talk about this, but Harold Varner has since won a live event, and then he's made a significant contribution to the Pirates Unite campaign, and a lot of that goes to golf.
It does. And so we're really excited, obviously, for Harold and his family, for what's happened to them. I mean, obviously, the money that's come in for Harold playing that tour, obviously,
it's amazing.
Very smart decision on his part to do that. It's money that he, think how long he would have had to play the tour to earn that kind of money.
Yeah.
Right. And he would have always a little bit been on the edge, right? No guarantees out there. And, I think that's what people have a hard time getting past is they like, the wide world of sports, the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. Yeah. They like to see somebody fail, right? Go to a hockey game because they want to see a fight break out, right? And so I think that's the part that the PGA Tour kept hanging their hat on. But these guys kept looking at it and said, I get to play golf and make this kind of money and play 14 events.
Well, and Harold was Harold. He was honest about it.
He was.
Yeah, this is the best part.
He and Dustin Johnson.
Yeah,
those were the two that were always honest about this, and at the end of the day, it's going to pay off big for them. For sure.
We got to go, but we have kind of gone down this live thing. I just want a quick from you. Were you surprised by the agreement? Because it's called CNBC called it a merger, but that's what they call a merger in their world. But this loose agreement, did that surprise you?
It did, but at the same time, it made a lot of sense because of the fact that it's like the Oakland A's competing against the New York Yankees without a salary cap.
Right.
Yeah.
They got no chance.
Right.
And that's basically what was happening with the PGA Tour and Live.
All right. What will you do the rest of the summer? You got to play any?
Nah, we're recruiting like crazy.
When do you get to play ever?
May is my month to play.
Okay. All right.
We're not in the postseason. So we weren't in the postseason this year, so May I'll play. I work camp in June.
Okay.
Recruit a couple
How'd you play?
weeks.
That's what I'm getting at.
I played pretty well this night.
I know you did. I know you did.
Yeah.
Cato's pretty good too.
He's very good.
All right, great to see you,
Thank
Kevin.
you.
Awesome.
I appreciate it.
Kevin Williams
Appreciate
is
it.
now the
Having me on.
director of golf at ECU.
Thanks, man.
For Stephen Igo and Michael Buscemi, thank you, Michael, and Philip Pilkington back in the studio, Patrick Johnson. More best of tomorrow. Stephen will be back with Hoist the Colors Radio August 14th. I'll be back with the PJ Show, and that'll come your way on the 24th.
You're asking the wrong guy right now.
Yeah, it's the 24th. They'll come back with that on the 24th with coverage of AAC Media Day and Pirate Football then. All right, have a great rest of the week, and we'll see you on the 24th on the Patrick Johnson Show.
And she's been at Children's World since she was about 6 months. She calls it camp because that's what it feels like to her. She gets to learn, but she also gets to play. Like she gets to be a kid. Ava absolutely loves Children's World, and I love the peace of mind it brings me. Not just the safety of the campus, but the amount of work and dedication that goes into self-development, communication, nutrition, and activity. When she turns 5, she'll definitely attend Walton Academy, which is part of Children's World. It's the same amazing the values are the same. This isn't the traditional style of teaching. It focuses on the whole child and places a greater value in the process of learning. When I was growing up, I had an education. But Ava, she's getting knowledge, confidence, problem-solving skills, an entire learning experience that's centered on her. That means everything.
Building minds with a creative and engaging curriculum. Children's World Learning Center and Walton Academy, Greenville.
Children's World.
Isn't it amazing to think our family has been distributing soft drinks since 1923? It certainly is, Landon. And with that comes a lot of change. But what hasn't changed is our dedication and commitment to our customers. I'm Miles Menges. And I'm Landon Menges of Menges Bottling Group. Our family has taken great pride in refreshing our neighbors, and we are proud to have remained locally owned and operated for over a century. From our family to yours, we say thank you and are honored to be a part of this wonderful community. Here's to 100 as we celebrate our employees and our customers all over East North Carolina. Generations before us and to future generations.
Cheers to the next 100 years. Cheers to the next 100 years.
This is Pirate quarterback Holton Ahlers. Dogwood State Bank is changing the landscape of community banking. That term community banking is not just a catchy slogan for Dogwood State Bank. They really are redefining what it means to bank local. Big banks may want big business, but Dogwood State Bank wants your business no matter what size. is big business. Come to Dogwood and you'll see the difference. Dogwood State Bank with offices in Greenville, Morehead City, Wilmington, Raleigh, Sanford, and Charlotte. And yes, they are Pirates.
94.3 The Game, WRFD-HD1, Farmville, Greenville. Powered by the Ricky Love Industry Winners. Go to GotBryan.com. That's GotBryan.com.